See, we'll solve one or two questions from this. Okay. See, let's say question number 8. We'll start with question number 8 values. See, oil of mass density. So please write down mass density 850 kilogram per meter cube and dynamic viscosity 0.025 poise. Please write down this value also 0.025 poise. And it flows through a 5 centimeter diameter pipe. See, the diameter of the pipe is 5 centimeters. Of length 400 meters. Please write down this also. The length of the pipe under consideration. At the rate of 0.2 liter per second. 0.2 liter per second is the discharge. So the discharge Q, capital letter Q, is equal to 0.2 liter per second. Of course, we will convert that into meter cube per second. Then determine the Reynolds number of flow, centerline velocity, pressure gradient, a loss of pressure, that is P1 minus P2, then wall shear stress. So we'll find out that is tau at the wall and the power required to maintain the flow. So area of the pipe we designate by the letter A, and that is what is that? That one is pi by 4 d square, pi by 4 into diameter. Diameter is 5 centimeter. Please convert that into meters. So it will be 0.05 meter. And so pi by 4 into 0.05 diameter in meters square. Okay, so please tell me the value of this one. So much meter square is the area. The discharge given in the question.
0.2.
Okay, 0.2, I think LPS, liter per second. Okay, liter per second. So liter, so 1 liter is 1 by 1000 meter cube. So therefore, liter per second divided by 1000, divided by 1000. So that means 3 more decimal places will come. So it will be 0.0002, that much meter cube per second. Okay, and 0. So liter per second, convert that into meter cube per second. So 1 meter cube per second is 1000 liter per second velocity of flow. So average velocity of flow V bar or U bar. See, our equation normally we write U bar or V, so it doesn't matter. So let it be U bar. Okay, U bar or V. Okay, let me write that, because in the equations that U bar is there, don't get confused. So that V now is equal to that Q divided by area, and Q in must be in meter cube per second, 0002 meter cube per second, then divided by the area which you calculated and gave me already, 0.001963. See, please tell me, some of you please calculate. Tell me.
188.
10188.
188. So I can round off the 5th place now. 19. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. So that is U bar. And now what you do is you find out the first item in the question. To find, see the answer, the very first item, that is Reynolds number of flow. In fact, we require it to proceed with this problem ahead, because only when Reynolds number is known, you can confirm whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. And if the flow is laminar, then only those equations which we derived, Hagen, Poiseuille and all will be applicable. So Reynolds number. So Reynolds number of flow through the pipe, given pipe. So Reynolds number RE, what is that equation? Rho, then velocity V, or you can write U bar also, then diameter divided by mu. And you please use SI units. Rho is density is 850. Then velocity, just now we found out 0.1019. Let me tell you the units also. Density 850 kilogram per meter cube, SI unit. So 850 into velocity is 0.1019 meter per second. Then the diameter in meters, 5 centimeters is given. So 0.05 meter. Then divided by the viscosity, Newton second per meter square. So what is that? 0025, I think. Newton second per meter square. See, please verify this now. Verify this 0.0025. Okay, 0.0025. So, okay. So this is the answer for the first part, 1732. And this, since Reynolds number, see our first conclusion, we can make a comment. The Reynolds number is less than 2000, which is called lower critical Reynolds number. So less than 2000 for the pipe flow applications, the flow through pipe is laminar. Flow through pipe, the given pipe is laminar. Remember this number 2000, that is applicable for only in the case of pipe flow. So flow through pipe is laminar. So once you get this, now we can proceed ahead with the Hagen-Poiseuille's equation and other things. What else we need to find out? See the the shear stress at the pipe wall, and in that case we need to get the pressure gradient. So the pressure gradient and all we require. So what I think what you can do is there may be several different options, but I think the average velocity is available. So you have an equation for average velocity. So the average velocity, from that you can even find out the center line velocity also. See the center line velocity. So there are two possibilities. The pressure gradient you can find out first. See the average velocity is given by average velocity. See, please recollect all those equations we derived the other day. So we confirmed that this number now 1732 point something. So okay. So this is the answer for the first part 1732, and this since Reynolds number, see our first conclusion, we can make a comment. The Reynolds number is less than 2000, which is called lower critical Reynolds number. So less than 2000 for the pipe flow applications, the flow through pipe is laminar. Flow through pipe, the given pipe is laminar. Remember this number 2000, that is applicable for only in the case of pipe flow. So flow through pipe is laminar. So once you get this, now we can proceed ahead with the Hagen-Poiseuille's equation and other things. What else we need to find out? See the see the shear stress at the pipe wall, and in that case we need to get the pressure gradient. So the pressure gradient and all we require. So what I think what you can do is there may be several different options, but I think the average velocity is available. So you have an equation for average velocity. So the average velocity, from that you can even find out the center line velocity also. See the center line velocity. So there are two possibilities. The pressure gradient you can find out first. See the average velocity is given by average velocity. See, please recollect all those equations we derived the other day. See average velocity. So നമ്മുടെ കേസിൽ U bar എന്ന് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ എഴുതാം. U bar or V എന്ന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. So U bar, that average velocity is equal to, see the equation is minus 1 by 8 mu dou P by dou X minus 1 by 8 mu dou P by dou X into a radius square. Okay, see, please verify this equation. So minus 1 by 8 mu dou P by dou X into R square. I told you there is a negative sign. Don't worry about that because pressure gradient has to be negative. So dou P by dou X is the pressure gradient. Minus 1 by 8 mu dou P by dou X into R square, and R here the radius, which is a diameter by 2, and whether you write small letter or capital letter D doesn't matter, D by 2. So that is 0.05 centimeters, 0.05 meter divided by 2. So you can write 0.025 meter. Okay, so the radius is 0.025 meter, half of the diameter, and the value of mu, incidentally, that is also that is something like 0.025 poise. So it is 0.0025 Newton second per meter square. So we know it. So please substitute carefully. So carefully and let me know what is U bar in this. So U bar you got. So U bar, the value of velocity, average velocity, you know, that is this one 0.1019, this one 0.1019. So that U bar is equal to, see the equation. So I rewrite it now, minus 1 by 8 mu del P del X, that is the pressure gradient, into radius square. So radius square is equal to U bar. So that U bar value, you know, that is 0.1019 meter per second. So that we found out already, 1019 meter per second, and this radius and all. So please substitute now from this and get me the value of what is that, dou P by dou X. So the pressure gradient in the axial direction or in the direction of flow, dou P by dou X is equal to, so what you do? So 0.1019, that is a velocity, average velocity, then multiplied by 8 mu will go to the numerator. This r square will go to the denominator, and there is a negative sign. Okay. And as I told you already, pressure gradient will be negative. So pressure gradient in the flow, pressure gradient. Pressure gradient in the flow direction. Okay. In the direction of flow. Okay. So inherently that is negative. So what is that value now? 0.0. So this please substitute and get me the value. 0.1019 into 8 into mu is 0.225. Then divided by the radius is 0.025, half of the diameter square. So find out this value. See, the pressure gradient is Newton per meter square, Pascal per meter. So Newton per meter square per meter. So we can even say, and this in fact, this pressure gradient, remember, pressure gradient in the flow direction means later on you have to use it. See this dou P by dou X towards the end, you know, while deriving Hagen-Poiseuille's equation, I told you this we calculated, we integrated it over a certain length x1 to x2, and we said x2 minus x1. Dou P by dou X is actually what? This is actually P2 minus P1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is the pressure gradient. And P2 minus P1, that is final minus initial. That's why minus sign comes. So P2 minus P1, let it be there. P2 minus P1, then divided by x2 minus x1 is the length. Okay. So now what we do is from the pressure gradient is, see, P2 minus P1, P2 minus P2 minus P1 will be negative, you know, then divided by L. So that is equal to this dou P by dou X. This is equal to the dou P by dou X, which we found out. That is a pressure gradient. Even you can directly get it from the, Hagen-Poiseuille's equation also. So P2 minus P1, you want to get final minus initial. In fact, we require P1 minus P2. That is positive. P1 is greater than P2. So please do remember that aspect. So it will be equal to the pressure gradient. What is that? Dou P by dou X, and then multiplied by the length. Okay, then what I want, you know, see, we don't want this negative now. So what I'm going to do is I'll write P1 minus P2. So the negative will be absorbed in this. Okay, so it will become minus of dou P by dou X. Right hand side, there will be minus sign into this length of the pipeline. Then into, there is a minus sign in front of that as per this equation, and the length is 400 meter. So please tell me that is a pressure law, Hagen-Poiseuille's equation. See, please listen to me carefully. This is important for you. So Hagen-Poiseuille's equation applicable for loss of head viscous, applicable for viscous flow through pipe for finding the loss of head due to viscous resistance. If you do not want to find out the pressure gradient from the average velocity expression, you can find it out from the original final Hagen-Poiseuille's equation also. So it pressure loss for a length of 400 meters. Pressure loss for a length of 400 meters. Pressure drop is 32. 32 mu. Mu is 0.0025, and average velocity you calculated 0.1019. And the length of the pipe is 400, then divided by the diameter of the pipe is diameter is 0.05 meter, then adinte square. See, idonnu evaluate cheyide, and we will check. So this is actually, this is just a check, a counter check for us. Okay, so no kandupidichu nokkiye, athrayum Pascal, Newton per meter square, or Pascal. Please understand. ഇതൊന്ന് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടൊന്ന് പറഞ്ഞേ.
1304.32.
1304.32.
Okay. See this? That is exactly what? That is exactly the other one. Same one. So 1304.32, that is instead of that 4. That is a decimal accuracy. Question of decimal accuracy only. But the answer is correct. See this, you can get it from the Hagen-Poiseuille's equation also. Now very quickly we will find out the remaining part in the question. Line velocity. We know that at center of the pipeline, where the viscous flow is proceeding, center line will be maximum. Center line velocity will be maximum. So center line velocity, in fact, this is, we know that it is your Umax. So stationary, this one, due to no slip condition, you have the velocity 0 at the pipe wall and maximum velocity at the center. And this profile, you know, I'm just reminding you once again, and this velocity profile is second degree, so we call it parabolic, and you may be getting question to prove this also. Okay, so please understand these aspects, right? So r is equal to, at r is equal to 0, u is equal to u max. So at radius is equal to 0, so that center line of the pipe, your velocity u is equal to u max. And we have another equation for viscous flow. For, you need not calculate actually from the original equation, flow through pipes, this equation, this u max, we have u max by u bar, average velocity is 2. So u max is equal to twice the average velocity, twice u bar. This also we proved, and you can use it straightforward, I mean in the straightforward manner, because u max as such, you got an equation. This is the equation. Whereas u average is minus 1 by 8 mu. Instead of minus 1 by 4 mu here, in the expression for average velocity, it is minus 1 by 8 mu. So that's why your u max by u bar is equal to 2. Okay, so average velocity you got already, so you need not calculate it again. So simply take the multiple of that. I mean, take the twice of that. So u max or center line velocity, pipe center line velocity, we know that it is maximum, and that is equal to twice the average velocity, twice u bar, and twice the average velocity we found out, q by a. Average velocity is always discharged by area of cross section of the pipe. So 2 into 0.1019. Okay, so your u max or center line velocity, this is the answer now, answer to the question. So your u max or center line velocity, remember, center line velocity u max is equal to twice of this, that is point, what is that, 2038 meter per second. So this is the flow direction, and this is the center line, and tau, shear stress tau variation or tau profile variation across a cross section. See, that will look like this, shear stress. So this will be like from the center, see it will be like this. Okay, and towards the pipe wall, this will increase, the shear stress will increase. So it is like this. See, at the wall, so you can represent, sorry, you can represent like this, is somewhat like this. Okay, see, at the pipe wall you have this maximum. So maximum is at the pipe wall. So here, so this will be here, tau will be tau max, and at the center tau will be 0. And this profile, please understand, tau varies as the radius. So therefore tau is linear, variation is linear. The other one, velocity, is parabolic for viscous flow through pipe. So here top and bottom now at the pipe wall. So this is the pipe wall, you know. So that is at the center where radius is 0. Pipe wall means radius is maximum, that is r. Okay, so what is that equation for tau? You know that tau is equal to, so what we got is minus dou p by dou x into r by 2 is the generalized expression. And in fact, we found out tau max, that is minus dou p by dou x, that is pressure gradient, P2 minus P1 by L. So dou p by dou x into that radius when r is equal to capital R. That means at the pipe wall. So at the pipe wall where radius is equal to capital R, full radius, then this is the tau max. So tau max, how do you find out? Because the pressure gradient you found out. See, remember, when you substitute, always make sure that this tau max is positive. The pressure gradient, there is a negative sign in the equation, and the pressure gradient by itself is negative. What is that? We got a value. What is some value we got? We said so much Pascal per meter. So much Pascal per meter. See, 3.261 dou P by dou X, dou P by dou X is minus 3.261. That indicates the pressure drops when the flow proceeds in the X direction, in the positive X direction, minus 3.261. So this is it. Minus ultimately will become plus into radius. Radius is diameter is 0.05 and radius is 0.025 meter divided by 2. Somebody please calculate this and then tell me this is actually wall shear stress. So wall shear stress. And shear stress, of course, it has the unit. That is tau max. Tau max is wall shear stress, and that much Newton per meter square or Pascal. Okay, so this is also the answer. See, please, some of you, please let me know what is wall shear stress.
0.04076. 0.0407.
Okay, 0407. Enough. Okay. 0.0407, that much Newton per meter square or Pascal. That is a wall shear stress. In fact, shear stress is maximum at the pipe wall. Okay. Now, the final part of the question that is of great practical importance. The final question is power required to maintain this flow. See, remember, this is actually a pipe of diameter 5 centimeter and the pipe length is 400 meters. So if you want to pump oil, the given fluid, the given oil through a distance of 400 meters, what is the power required? So power required to drive. Hereafter, anywhere, if you have to calculate power required, please make use of this equation, what I'm going to tell you now. So power required, that viscous resistance into average velocity you can put, that is one option. Viscous resistance, shear stress multiplied by the shearing area, that is viscous resistance, then that multiplied by average velocity. That also can give you the power, but more prominent and important equation is the pressure difference multiplied by, what is the pressure difference? Pressure drop P1 minus P2. See, positive value, say positive in the sense P1 is greater than P2. Okay, so we are not talking about the gradient, the pressure loss. So pressure loss, or this is also called what, delta P you can say, multiplied by the discharge. This will be more beneficial for you. Delta P, that is 13. Now, there's no negative sign. Remember 1304.4 or 3, whatever, 32 or something you got second time when you calculated. Whichever is accurate, you use that. Then the discharge in meter cube per second. Discharge in meter cube per second. Remember, meter cube, it is 0.2 liter per second. It was actually 0.00002. Okay, remember this pressure is P1 minus P2, pressure drop, that is in Newton per meter square, and this is in meter cube per second. Meter cube per second. So if you multiply these two, you can important thing, Newton per meter square multiplied by meter cube per second. So what do you get? So if you multiply these two, then what you can get is meter square and meter. One meter will remain in the numerator. So it will be Newton meter per second. What is Newton meter per second? That is joule per second. Okay. And what is joule per second? Joule per second is watts. So therefore you will get the power rating in watts, remember. So it is watts. Okay. W. Right. So you get, anybody please take the product. Please take the product and let me know the answer. So the answer in this case, power required to maintain the flow. Power required in this case, maintain the flow through a length of 400 meters. Okay, so what is it? What's the power required in this case? So in fact, we completed the entire problem. 8 we solved. Question number 9 is more or less, I think it is same, more or less same. But the problem is, how do you convert the given mass flow rate? Because it's in the question, it is 100 kilogram of oil is collected in a tank in 30 seconds. So that is the given. So you have to find out, this is actually the mass flow rate. The viscosity is 0.97 poise. So you can convert that into divided by 10, 0.097 Newton second per meter square. Relative density or specific gravity. Specific gravity or relative density is 0.9. That multiplied by density of water into 1000 will give you the density of the given oil. So 0.9 into 1000, that is 900 kilogram per meter cube is the density of the given oil. And it is flowing through a horizontal circular pipe of diameter 100 mm. So diameter is 100 mm. In meters, it is 0.1, 100 by 1000. So it's 0.1 meter. And the length of 10 meters, just 10 meters only. So calculate the difference of pressure at the two ends of the pipe. So what is this difference? Difference means pressure loss, pressure drop. You can say like that. So what is that? P1 minus P2. So P1 minus P2, the pressure loss, pressure drop because of the viscous resistance in the flow. So you can get P1 minus P2. So that you have to find out. And 100 kilogram of oil is collected in a tank in 30 seconds. You know, that is the way of giving the discharge indirectly. 97 Newton second per meter square or Pascal second. This is a SI unit of viscosity. Okay, mu we got, and the density rho of the oil. So this is actually an oil flowing through a horizontal pipeline. So rho of oil. So the viscous density, specific gravity or relative density multiplied by what? Density of water, maximum standard liquid. So it is 0.9 multiplied by 1000. We know it well, but just for the 900 kilogram per meter cube is the density. Okay, so density of oil. And then what else? See the pipeline length, you know, the length of the pipeline under consideration is just 10 meters. 10 meters only. And we are asked to find out, see the diameter of the pipe, 100 mm. Okay, so 0.1 meter. So this is the diameter. Then the next part. So we'll quickly run through the other data given. So that is 100 kg. 100 kg. Please do understand. 100 kg is collected in a measuring tank. In that is the way of measuring the mass flow rate. 100 kg is collected in 30 seconds. So that means mass flow rate, not volume flow rate or discharge. So mass flow rate is provided. So this, from this statement, what you can understand is mass flow rate m dot is equal to 100 kilogram collected in how many seconds? 30 seconds. So 100 divided by 30. So 100 divided by 30. So it is 10 by 3. So we'll get recurring 3.333 like this. Like this, that much kilogram per second is the mass flow rate. See, how is this mass flow rate and discharge are related? Mass flow rate m dot is equal to rho into area into the average velocity, that is u bar in this case, and area into average velocity, that is rho into q. So in fact, this is, you know, for this one, this mass flow rate, or that is also called what? Mass flux. And for mass flux, if it is given, that is the way of indirectly giving the discharge. So the discharge q then will be rho q is equal to m dot. Rho q is equal to m dot. And your q will be then m dot divided by the density rho. So m dot of the oil, that is 3.33 recurring. Okay, like this, that much kilogram per second. Then divided by the density here is oil 900. That is kilogram per meter cube. And if you do this, you will get the discharge. See, some of you please calculate and let me know that much meter cube per second.
Yes, sir.
0037 something. Okay. See, now I will tell you the procedure and wind up the class. See, the average velocity u bar you can find out from q divided by area. Okay, q divided by area. Area is equal to pi by 4 into diameter square, and that is q is equal to, you got now 0.0037 something divided by pi by 4 into the diameter of the pipe is 0.1 meter, so 0.1 square. So when you calculate this u bar, so you will get so much meter per second. So this is the u bar you got, and now what you require is the pressure. See, the HF equation is equal to Hagen-Poiseuille 32 mu u bar L divided by rho g and diameter d square. And now this equation is actually what HF means what? HF means what? P1 minus P2 divided by rho G. And if you want the pressure loss only, then what we require is the pressure difference only. So this is a pressure difference or pressure drop. So then what you get, the equation now then will be very simple. 32 mu U bar L, that rho G part will not be there in the denominator because this rho G and this rho G will be cancelled. So it will be divided by D square. Okay, so just substitute. So 32 mu, all these values are available. 32 mu U bar and the L is 10 meters. U bar we calculated here in meter per second. Then diameter is available. So just proceed and find out in proper units. The answer will be that much Newton per meter square or Pascal. Okay, so this completes the question. And if you want the pumping power required in this case, then this pressure difference multiplied by the discharge Q. So P1 minus P2 into Q, that will give you the power required to take this oil through the pipeline for a distance of 10 meters. So P1 minus P2 into Q through 10 meters. So what is the pumping power required? You can calculate. Of course, for this question, this is sufficient. Okay, then thank you so much. So please take a note of all these questions. Thank you.